Good morning, beautiful goddesses, and welcome to another episode of Soul Sister Adventures with my bestie, Miss Connie Rose.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have lots of giggles today because the question is, how do you make God laugh? I
That's the question.
think we both know how to make God laugh, don't we, Miss Connie?
Yes. Well, so what they say is, how do you make God laugh? And it's to tell him your plans.
Mm,
So, both Shannon and I regularly on a daily basis, I assert, say, okay, Lord, send us in. Where do you want us?
put me on the front lines.
Yeah. And we also make our plans to do that. And we listen and we also make our plans.
Yes.
And so for those of you who tune in regularly, you might see that I'm in a different environment than normal. So my mom is in hospice and she lives in an assisted living facility, not like 2 hours from my house. And so I have like temporarily moved in with her while she's going through this process. So I'm here. And I didn't bring the book that we have been reading out of because that was like the last thing, like packing and getting here, right?
Yeah.
And so we were like, well, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, well, I think the question of the day might just be because it's showing up in other areas too.
Yes.
And do you want to read? So then you have a daily devotional and you picked it up, and I'm like, okay, so I think Shannon's going to read today.
I'll read a short little snippet, yes. But first
Yeah.
and foremost, Connie, I so acknowledge you. Like, really, no kidding. I mean, and I get there's no other place I would rather be than to be with you on Zoom and feeding and sourcing our community. But who you are as a commitment, who you are is as a woman, as a mom, as a daughter, is profound. So thank you for dealing with all the current set of circumstances that you're dealing with and still honoring our Wednesday podcast. So, Soul Sisters, if you are listening, please, shower Connie with some extra love and some acknowledgement as she is really here for you, here for us, here for her community, here for her mom. And I think it's just really amazing. We could have canceled, and she was like, no, let's do
No,
it. Yeah, come on. We can pivot.
that's right. That's what it, yeah,
So
that's what
so
it
the
is.
question really becomes like look in your own life and where have you had gotten to have opportunities to quit, give up,
Yeah.
throw in the tail, cancel, reschedule, and how many times have you said, no, I'm just gonna be there. And we'll create what we create. We're gonna get what we're gonna get. And our commitment is that we all are left like elevated, touch, moved, and inspired, and impacted in a profound way. We're going to leave you and Connie and myself and mom better than we were, 15 minutes ago.
That's right. That's right.
That's how we roll.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm really clear our energies united together.
Well, and this is what it looks like. This is what life actually looks like.
Yep.
And this is just it.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
pivot. So
that's right.
to get the conversation started, I will read. So I've got this. I hear his whisper for women, right? Little daily devotional. And today, no accident.
Right? Because we picked out the question first, and then
Yes,
she was like, let me look at my little book. And I'm like, oh, of course.
of
Of course.
course. So
Yeah.
October the 4th, it says, hide yourself in me. Are you overwhelmed by life?
Check.
Come hide yourself in me today. Come with your cares and your burdens, with your lists and your obligations. Lay them down. The weight of responsibility for the world is not yours to bear. Let me read that one again because I need a little bit of a reminder on that. Because
Take a deep breath in that one.
my timeline does not seem to be on the same trajectory. I'm like, where's the speed button? wait, wait. So the weight of responsibility for the world is not yours to bear. You cannot run away from your life, but you can find the strength you need in my presence. You can let me carry the weight of your worries, for I know just what to do. I surround you now with perfect peace. Rest in the tranquility of my presence. This is a place of restoration and of abundance. Let your heart drink deeply of my limitless love, and you will be refreshed. Find your joy here. Wisdom holds freedom and perspective. Kindness covers you. Goodness leads you. You need never go it alone in this life. You can depend on me, for I am your steady support, constant companion, and powerful advocate. I never let you go. I won't let you down. And then Psalms 34:8 says, drink deeply of the pleasures of this God. Experience yourself the joyous mercies he gives to all who turn to hide themselves in him.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and last night we had a rough night with my mom. And the plan, like my plan, was to bring her to St. Louis with me. And my brother was like, I don't think you could do it, sis. And my mom has these like moments where she's lucid and with us, and then there's moments that she's not. And when she's not, it's like she goes catatonic, right? And that was what happened. And it dawned on me, like, girl, like you have to have a real reality check here. Like you're here and there's support around you, and we still had to call outside help.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in St. Louis, really?
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, okay, what's God's plan, really, not mine? And to give myself some grace that it's not gonna, like, I wanted to bring her back to my house.
Sure.
And to be able to and look for yourself in your life, like where you have this best laid plan, right, out of the best intentions, and when things are not flowing, so I have it that when things are in the flow, that's one like little clue, that we're headed in the right direction. And when there's these barriers that keep popping up, to look at, well, is this me trying to force something to happen?
Yeah.
Which was what I was doing.
Yeah.
Or is it, is this really what's the highest and best, right? Which is what we asked for, like,
Yeah.
And like I found myself with, that little committee that we have in our head that
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And I was so
concerned. The whole village.
I know, right? It's the whole committee had gathered and
brought their friends.
And brought friends with them. And when I talked to my brother, he was like, I told you, like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I could actually give myself grace.
Yeah.
Like my mom took care of her mom, and she had 4 brothers and grandkids and in-laws and like a community,
really. A whole support structure.
And we just don't have that. And so it's like, to give yourself grace is what, ladies, I'm asking you to look, right? Like, so when things there's the barriers and you get to pivot, we get to, right? Not have to get to pivot, and like to get that committee out of your head and to give yourself grace and allow, and the things that you were saying, because that's where the freedom is. Yeah. That's where the abundance is.
Yeah.
There doesn't have to be suffering, because I'm like the battle cry since Nicholas went to heaven, like, no more suffering, right?
Yeah.
And so, and it's so easy to go back into that, Shannon.
Yep.
And I know, like, we're dealing with the same kind of stuff in a different context, So what else do you want to share, like with like the lessons that we're learning?
Yeah, so the lessons I am currently learning. So I know for me, I think and it's probably the same for you, like I battle time. Like I
Yeah.
have it
Yeah.
I need, right, hear that. I need to do these things now. I'm running out of time.
Oh, hello.
I know, we're facing death. Yeah.
Yes.
Um and I would not say I'm imminently facing death, and
It feels like
um
that.
it does feel like that.
Our brain doesn't know the difference.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
And all is well. Um, and I can see like I can, if when I'm not in the flow, I'm doing all the things, right? Like I'm doing the pushing, I'm out of alignment, right? And what's there for me is like I need to hurry up and change the world, save the world, heal the world, right?
Yeah.
So then fill in the blank, right?
Hmm.
And we know, like I know that's the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing. And when I say our back is up against the wall, the time looks shorter, the need looks greater. This is when we get to, well, I'm having to make more conscious choices now to tune into my frequencies, drink extra water, take extra walks, and just get back to gratitude and, like you said, grace. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think what's there also is like, I see like my hunger. It comes in a duality, right? Because my hunger is stronger now than it ever has been. I see the pathway, I see the actions. And then we go back to the old question, right, from Landmark, like what's missing? The presence of which can make a difference.
Yeah.
And I'm like grace. I am not having grace or compassion for myself. And so then I get stuck in the, misalignment and pushing and like rush when in reality, there is no rush.
Right.
It's all divinely being orchestrated on purpose for our greatest, highest good.
Yeah. Well, and I know, in the PQ coaching that I do, we talk about processing your emotions in your body. And so last night there was this period of, upset and all the things. And then when it was time to, like, when mom was back in bed and everything was okay, and then it's time for me to go back to the recliner there and sleep, my mind just kept racing. And it was like, okay, Connie, you have tools, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, where's the feeling in the body? And then just let it like pay attention, right? And then after I process, like, where's it now? Where's it now? Where's it now? To go and look like about empathy towards myself. Like where, how, like the wise part of our brain, right? Not the brain stem, that's not our friend, but the wisdom resides, generally speaking, in our brain, like over here on the right side. To ask myself then, like, how can I have more empathy for myself, have empathy with my mom, which is easy for me because she's like honestly the world's best mom.
Yes.
No offense to anybody else out there, but I have the world's best mom. And she so it's easy to have empathy with her
Yes.
and others, right?
Yes.
And I leave myself out in the past up until recently.
Yeah.
So it's to look at yourself in your life, ladies, like that grace and the empathy towards ourselves. And then to step into the next step that I work with for myself and with clients is, what can I be grateful for? Like, where's the blessing in all of this?
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I have set up my life such that I can take off and move 2 hours away, right, for an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah.
To be with my mother during this it's sacred time.
It is a sacred time for you and for her.
Yes. And to have no regrets. And And so often, like right there in the minute is this other, like the committee wants to come back in,
Yep.
and so it's like, okay, all the self-care, all the tools that we have.
Yeah, that we preach about.
Yes, we get to, like, like we talk about this all the time. Like, we don't have, like, if you all think we have it all together, like, please, like, listen again, because we are not saying
That would be 100% accurate.
yeah. And so it's like we are using in the field, on the court, moment by moment, all the tools,
all the tools.
Yeah.
And
And
then
so,
checking in with each other. Are we sure this tool works?
yeah. I know, right?
Yeah. And it's also, I do find it interesting, the wave, right? The collective. So you and I mean, we're so in sync. It's like when we're up, and we're down. Oh, yeah. My Lanta. So it's great to be on the adventure and to be able to be listening for, what's important, what's needed. I remind you, you remind me. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we're here for our community.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So where in your life are you needing to pivot? Where did you have a plan and it looks like it's gone awry?
Yeah.
What if it hasn't? What
exactly.
If
consider you might actually be exactly where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like be in a wonderment, if I am exactly where I need to be, like, what do I have to give up to have that perfect peace, right?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a heightened sense of faith.
Yeah.
Trust. Gratitude. Right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Which sounds so delicious, right?
It does. I mean, and honestly, that's what we came here for, right? That experience.
Yeah.
It is just the automicity that the, machinery firing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Deep conversations today.
Yes.
I do hope
from
you ladies
pivot.
Say that again.
All from our pivot.
All from the pivot.
Yeah.
What else we got? You know what I got?
Yeah. Tell me more.
So my bestie gave me this little box of motivational shit. Should we pull a card?
I think we need to pull a card. Yes, we do need to pull a card.
Let me open this up. So it says, look at this. This is so cute. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Look how cute it says. It says, little box of motivational shit, because we all need a kick in the ass sometimes.
Yes, we do. Yes, like wake up.
Wake up. All right. Well, let me so this is, we're gonna play cards. And so let me shuffle the cards.
Okay.
And first we'll see what you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
It doesn't matter.
All right, we will pick a motivational shit card for Connie first. Let's see what you need. What does it say here?
Can you say it?
The key to life is simple. Just don't be an asshole. That's
I can do that.
Can you do that for today?
I can do that.
Can you see where that would be helpful?
That would be helpful. Yeah, I could do that.
All right, let me see what I need today. Because, I actually, that card really could have been for me.
Well, I think it's pretty universal, actually.
I'll borrow that. Let's see what mine is. All right. Yeah. Mine says, maybe swearing will help.
See, I think that was my card.
I do too. All right, we'll just switch. We will just switch. All right. And just remember, you are fucking awesome. So
that's right.
That is accurate.
Yes.
So, ladies, well, we're keeping it short and sweet today. We have done the pivot. Is there anything else, Connie, you can see, feel, hear?
Well, I just want to thank the community for being here for me because I have it that it's like, yes, I'm a yes. And there's a pull for what we are doing,
Yes.
you know, and if we didn't have the community, then there would be no need for us to arise and
Yeah.
live out in full living color, all the things,
Yeah.
And so I just love and appreciate our tribe. And if you haven't invited your other soul sisters to join the tribe, please look us up on Facebook, YouTube, all the things, and connect with us because we are here in the trenches.
Well, I think I remember reading or hearing that quote, like to have a life lived is to be seen, right? To be heard. And what I heard you say in that is like you, me, we do not exist
Right.
without the community.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pulling us to our highest version.
That's right. Because it'd be so much easier to just sit on the couch and eat bonbons and watch Hallmark all day and suck my thumb. And we're here.
Right. Yeah.
Such that you can get touched, moved, and inspired and find a seed in you that just needed to be watered with joy and love and compassion and grace and determination and perseverance and laughter. Yeah. And like, like that you don't get to give up.
Right.
In our space.
That's right.
Because we're not giving up.
That's right.
On ourselves, on each other, or you.
That's right.
So I love it. Look at that magic.
That's pretty good for a pivot day.
That's great for a pivot day.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, like it, tag it, post it, share it, and get in the car. We are certainly on an adventure these days. So love you.
I love you.